Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Prince Magnum channel, where hot rodding and romance do coexist. I'm your host, Prince Magnum. Well, we made it. We made it. You still see some of the color. We made it a grand total. Yeah, I'm looking at the clock. It's just past midnight. We made it. As of right now, I am a total of 15 years sober. Um, and I want to go live for just a little bit and thank each and every one of you. Um, I don't know what to say other than, we made it. 15 years. That's 15 years without a drink or a drug for this guy. I like to. For you, it's 1 a.m. For me, it's just made it midnight. But for good reason. If you look at the title of the video, of this live stream, you'll understand. This one's a big one, okay, and for good reason. You know, we just made 15 years sober, man. I'm still cleaning off that new lip liner from the Cinnamon Live. But yeah, I just made just a few moments ago, rolled over to midnight, and it's been basically I'm 15 years without a drink or a drug, man. Uh, and I wanted to come in here and I want to thank you all. Didn't want to do some edited video. Uh, I wanted you guys to hear it up front for realsies, that sort of thing. Because 15 years is a long time. Shoot, 24 hours is a long time without or a drug. When you deal with the true on alcoholism, drug addiction, that sort of thing. You know that whole the whole thing with 24 hours. Shoot, yeah. Well, I was even going to tell a few stories tonight. I was going to tell a few stories tonight of, I was talking about it, well, technically now yesterday. Matter of fact, work gave me today and tomorrow off to kind of celebrate. Oh, yeah, Hades. No question about it, Um, so the celebration starts now in Alcoholics Anonymous. We're allowed to celebrate for a grand total of one full week. So basically, I celebrate today, and I have 7 days after that. Well, one full week, basically. You know what I'm saying. Um, so this is quite the basically this is the celebration. I couldn't think of I didn't really get to go to any meetings this past year. I just wasn't allowed, really, more or less. Princess Bay is like, look, you got to celebrate this. You're going to go to some meetings. All right. So, you know, so we're gonna risk it, basically. But yeah, for a long while, hey, what's going on? Think different. Mm, yeah. So we made it. We just rolled over into midnight, and I lied down, but I intended to start this a whole lot sooner, and we were going to roll over together. But basically, by the time I'm going live, it's rolling over, you know. So here we are. We're, you know, it's another, another year sober, and I'm probably gonna. Princess Faye and I already talked about it. I'm gonna go to a couple meetings this week. Ugh. Thank you. Thank you. 15 years, I mean, you know, um, depending on the area you live in, you guys might find this funny. Depending on the area you live in, uh, I know for where we live, where I live, 15 years, at 10 years they start calling you an old timer in in Alcoholics Anonymous. So as of 5 years ago, I became one of the old timers where I live. Now, if you get closer to St. Louis, it might say 20 years. So, something to that effect. Because major metropolitan areas, for some reason, um, it just works out that way. I've never really, to me, it doesn't matter. Uh, oh, goodness. Yeah, well, lie down for a little while. You know, it happens, man. It happens. So for me, this is it, 15 years, still, hi, honey. You left for work and, I guess I forgot to set some sort of an alarm or something, honey, and, I started the stream a little late. So I started right about midnight and I was like, well, that's all right. The celebration can start right then and there. I don't suspect I'll see a whole lot of people because most everybody it's really early in the morning for them or it's real late at night for them. You know, um, so it. We had a decent stream earlier with the Cinnamon Live. We went 45 minutes and we nearly picked up 3 full hours. No, no, I did not. Thank you, dear. Um, for my religious beliefs, per my religious beliefs, there's some things that you know. Well, it's going to give it away. Uh, what's going on, J Dog? Welcome to the live. We're celebrating the fact that I made 15 years without a drink or a drug, my friend. Isn't that awesome? But Princess Fate basically got me something that kind of is in conjunction with my religious beliefs. I think you guys are going to love it. A drinking horn. Even though I don't drink alcohol and you would think you would drink something like mead out of it or something like that. Thank you, J Dog. I appreciate that, man. Uh, oh, what's around my neck? Forgot to take it off earlier, honey. But anyhow, yeah, 15 years without a drink or a drug. Yeah, basically the title is for realsies, man. For realsies. But the Princess Fay got me a drinking horn. I can still drink fruit juices and things like that out of it. But you know, there you go. And that was a gift. I always wanted one of these, but down here it's a little hard to get something like that where I live. But I always wanted one. Came all packed up and came in from Amazon. And drink some root beer. That is straight up, yes. I won't put anything like coffee or anything like that, but some people would think, you drink meat out of it or something like, and you would, if you were a traditionalist. Like I said, now I'm giving away my religious beliefs. It is sober talk, so I don't want to actually talk about it. Um, but the situation, uh, kind of, I guess you could say, because of the gift and because of my beliefs, I had to show that off. But yeah, it comes in this nifty little bag, and Like I said, meteor ale. Yep. But in my particular case, it'd be well. You can also drink wine out of it, but in my particular case, it'll be. That's right. I was about to say, but in my case, I'll probably have something like. I'm thinking along the lines of fruit juices. Hey, what's going on, Rodney? The title says it, man. I'm 15 years sober today. At the stroke of midnight, 15 years without a drink or a drug. That's a long time for this guy. I was talking about it today, and hey, what's going on, sis? Uh, you know, that's a long time for this guy to be without a drink or a drug. A very long time. And here we are still doing it. I am doing great. Um, oh boy, my sister-in-law called you guys today? Shoot. I haven't talked to her in a little bit. I haven't talked to our sister-in-law in a little while. I know they stay pretty busy. I know they stay busy, but I don't know. I mean, them running that tax service, running the tax service this time of year. Come on. My sister-in-law owns a tax service. Yeah, she stays busy. That woman works her ass off, though. She works her ass off. I got nothing. I got no nothing. Yeah, may not always agree with some of the things she says, but I'll tell you right now, she does work her ass off. In all honesty, but yeah, as a stroke of midnight, it's 15 years without a drink or a drug. And this past year, I did not get to any meetings due to the pandemic. I wanted to go, but I couldn't go. Wow. Yeah, my sister-in-law, hardworking, hardworking business owner. What are my plans for today? Well, we're going to stay live for a little while, and I know sometime in the morning we're going to go live and probably do Save the World on Fortnite and invite as many people over. I know that to play. Yeah. Well, AA meeting. Well, honey, you know how AA meetings are. You're crammed in a small room. What's going on, Sean? You're kind of crammed in a small room, so there's no way you can get 6 feet. You know. Yeah. Here we go. My sister's going after Sean. Um, but that's just one of those things. 6 feet. We'll figure it out, though. We'll figure it out. You know. Um, so that's kind of what I know. Thursday night we may have to go early or late for sober talk. Um, but yeah, we'll figure it out. But I'm gonna definitely get around to a few meetings this week. Yeah. Well, technically, today it's after midnight. I'm I'm not a football fan. I really don't care about Super Bowl. Don't even care who goes. I haven't watched the Super Bowl in years. I'm not going to. You know, St. Louis doesn't have a football team anymore. And even then, when we did go, I didn't care. I really didn't care all that much. The only good thing about the Super Bowl is all the amazing commercials that come out around Super Bowl. And that don't even care. I know some people are like, really? Really? All right, sis. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Rodney. I'll tell you right now, I really, one reason you're watching it, oh, shoot. I'm curious now. But yeah, other than that, I really don't even care about football. Y'all have to understand, okay? You know, I get it. Football, to me, I mean, I understand the rules. I mean, yeah, the only reason to watch it is because the commercials are funny. Um, you know, and here it is, okay? Well, I understand the rules, and I know every team shoot, some everyone has their favorite team. Honestly, St. Louis did have a team, but they moved. And that's twice this happened to St. Louis. One, we used to have the Phoenix Cardinals. The Phoenix Cardinals. That used to be our team. They moved. We had the Rams for the longest time. And I know a lot of people used to make fun when we first got them. They're like, "Hey, say it, they may not be the greatest, but they're ours," you know. And a lot of people really, enjoyed that, But then, it was like people stopped watching. They forgot what it was like, and the Rams moved back to LA, you know. So I have no reason to watch. Well, here's the funny thing. Back in high school, I was pretty quick on my feet back in high school, and I'll tell you all right now, I was really fast back in high school, and the the coach was like, "Man, have you ever considered being a running back?" I'm like, "A running back?" And I'm not a big guy. I'm really not a big guy. Um, Back in high school, I was 125 pounds on a good day. Today, the most I've ever weighed is 150 pounds. So I'm not a big guy, and I'm 5'9", 150 pounds. But Rodney, I know since you played football yourself, you're like, I bet you were quick on your feet. You've been great as a running back. Exactly. My mother would never sign the permission slip. She's like, man, they'd use you as a football. I said, Mom, you got to understand. Coach says I'm quick on my feet. I'd be perfect as a running back. No, she wouldn't do it. uh, Coach was like, man, we need you on the team. You're quick. Yes, yeah. The NFL. Yeah, I'm not. It's all showboating, anyways. Um, I really don't even care. It kind of reminds me of the NBA back in the '90s. It's about it. And even then, in the '90s, I didn't even like the NBA. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Rodney, you're a stocky built guy. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Well, but I also want to get on the wrestling team. She wouldn't let me. She wouldn't let me do that either. Yeah, Mom was real big on that. But I was, ironically enough, I was on the high school chess team though. She signed the permission slip for that. I was on the high school chess team, and I actually went. You're built like steel. Okay, sis, I'll buy that. Well, I know you did barrel racing for a while, sis, and didn't you take some first place trophies in barrel racing? Well, I was on the high school. Oh, really? Wow. Had open heart surgery, and here you are, still rocking and rolling. Man, that's awesome. I was actually on the high school chess team, and I actually, for some reason, sis, I kept thinking you actually did barrel race for a little while, or had a couple. You did a couple of tournaments or something. Now, see, I actually, like I said, played on my high school chess team, and I went to state playing chess. Oh, wow. My son Devin, he was born with a hole in his heart. Thank you, honey. You have fun. My son was born with a hole in his heart. Oh God, that sounds about right. But yeah, I actually played chess at the state level. Uh, really? Wow. Did cheerleading, track, and what was that? And basketball. Okay, I can see that. Well, then again, I also know AV. Oh wow, that's awesome. But yeah, I actually played at the state level playing chess. My record at state is 1 win, 2 losses, which that's still not that bad. I mean, yeah, it's a losing record, but that's still not bad considering the players at the state level. Um, they're good. Okay. And so, and when I went to state, I actually came back. I was the only one in my high school to come back with a win. Only one. And it was really funny because I was sitting in my homeroom hour. Oh yeah, yeah, softball. Uh-huh. I was gonna say, Dad never talk you into his mixed team that he did. Yeah, I knew you did. I knew you did soccer for a little while, and I know you played little league soccer years ago. I actually watched a couple of your games. That was a long time ago. I know David did little league soccer, but yeah, yeah. So I did get to do that. I remember bringing mom permission slip on that. That was funny because when I first said I wanted to join the chess team, she's like, the chess team, and she's like, all right, my son, my son is gonna go hang out with all the nerds. I said, now don't you say that, mom. I said, there's actually guys on the football team playing chess. You know, She's like, why do the guys on the football team play chess? I said, helps them run the plays a little bit better, helps them understand plays a little bit better. I said, makes sense to me. So I went, so I actually got to play chess with some of the football players instead. Um, and chess in our high school was damn, up in Union was, you were like 10. I could see that, yeah. Uh, I was actually a pitcher playing softball for a little while for dad. That was interesting. Got a line drive like 3 times in one game. I kept telling him, I said, if you guys are going to try to take me out of the game, at least really do it. I'd always, and every time they'd line drive me and we'd get them out, we'd still get them out. They're like, man, Dad's like, he's like, I'm sorry, this keeps happening. Are you okay? Do you want me to take you out as Dad? I'll be straight up honest with you. If we weren't getting them out after being line drive, I'd be pissed. He's like, okay, we're gonna keep going. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. The last time I played though, that was when I had a staph infection in my hip, and I just couldn't. It hurt. I couldn't hardly hit, and I could barely run because of that staph infection. And since that staph infection, I still have a hole in my hip from where that happened. Yeah, I was 31 when that happened. It was just before my stroke, early that year. I was about 30. Yeah, about 32. You know. That's still when I was working in the medical field. So I played mixed softball in my adult years, and that was a lot of fun. I was 17, fresh out of pretty much fresh out of high school, and I played on softball team with the fire department. It was supposed to be firefighters versus the police department down there, but it ended up being firefighters versus the police department, conservation, anybody else they'd bring in. And we got our butts stomped because they had their pick of like this huge group, and it was supposed to be just firefighters or or the kids of the firefighters. I was unofficially on with the volunteer firefighters down there where I used to live in Highland Albert. Yeah, but yeah, it was a joke on the other side. But all the proceeds though went to the Special Olympics. So and during practice was the first time I ever injured my back. Was sliding into third because even in practice I'd still go at it hard, and I ended up sliding in and hurting my back a little bit. Um, so even way back then, even before before my alcoholism, I always had a thing for trying to help out, trying to help people out and things like that. So even way back when, um, we've done, uh, in sobriety, I've got to do a lot of cool stuff. And here on the channel, I've got to do even some really neat stuff. Of course, now, we compete in car shows. We do compete in car shows now. That's about the most excitement I got now. We compete in car shows. Um, I know Think Different knows, has seen Project. He's one of the few in the crowd that has actually seen Project Spirit up close and personal. Um, he's seen that car up close and personal. He knows the car. I still can't go anywhere without people knowing that car. That's not even a joke. But that's what I compete with is Project Spirit. That's my trophy winner. Yeah. Well, since you're old enough now, you know, get your ducks in a row. Start getting them out there practicing with them. You've got a horse now. It's in your name. It's your paperwork. Just get a truck and a trailer now. Who needs them? Other than maybe getting some people to back you up, for barrel racing, you know, start, yeah. And well, you know how to break a horse in. I know you know how to break them in. Don't let it stop you, sis. Don't let it stop you. Get out there and make it happen. You know, the heck with them. The heck with them. Start breaking them in now. Go make some money. Buy yourself a good little truck. Something that maybe it needs a little bit of work. Holler at me. I'll help you. You know, doesn't have to be perfect. Sis, I'll be honest with you. When it came to breaking horses in, I never really, that isn't my department, honestly. I could probably still ride a horse without too many problems. Yeah. But it's been a long time. Been a long time since I've been in saddle. I think the last time I was in saddle, it's been 10 years since I've been in a saddle. Been 10 years since I've been in a saddle. Yeah, it's been every bit of that. 10 years since I was in a saddle. Man, hard to believe it's been that long. Um, yeah, I haven't been in a saddle in a long time. Long time. You can still see some of the redness from the cinnamon live. My beautiful wife again. Ah, well, can always just try. That's all you can do. Just try. Yeah, think difference in here. I think he's kind of sitting back and just taking it in. And I know it's like, sober talk. Uh, well, my little sister is bringing up how she, you know, uh, nah, you didn't miss it. We're all in this together. We're just chit chatting. There you go. Good old trail horse. There's nothing wrong with a good trail horse. Myself personally, like I said, I haven't been in a saddle in a long time, sis. Oh, real quick, Rodney, Hannah, that's my little sister. That's my little sister. The youngest of all of my siblings, the very youngest. And she's um the irony of it is my little sister is a year younger than my oldest daughter. Really, really funny. Of course, then again, my stepmom's not terribly much older than me. My dad, when he remarried, got himself a younger one. You do get away with a lot more compared to what I did when I was a teenager. Yeah, and I'm the oldest. Um, I know sometime I gotta in the morning I gotta call my mom, and I know she's gonna be really excited to hear that her oldest son, 15 years sober. I remember, true story. My mother at um at 3 years sober came and heard me as an AA speaker. Really cool. At 3 years sober, my mom came to hear me as a speaker. There you go. Our boy think different. Yeah, he actually knows the car that I use for car shows. Oh, really? But yeah, the most I do as far as competing anymore is car shows, and I did not get to do a single car show. Dang. Yeah, Sean, I don't see you that often, but I knew when I was going live for Sober Talk, you would definitely be in here tonight. Uh, we've been talking about a little bit of everything, but that's the funny thing about sobriety. Oh, pain horse. Okay. I've always been a fan of the Appaloosa. I'm still a fan of Appaloosas. You'll hear Dad talk about his old horse, Phantom, how that was such a good horse. I know he still talks about that horse. But I will tell you all right now, I actually remember that horse. That was a damn good horse. He was like a giant puppy dog, to be honest with you. He really was. He was just like a giant puppy. Not even kidding. That horse was probably, I mean, horses in general are pretty smart for the most part. They really are. Uh, but this one was just like, yep, still has, yeah. And that horse has been gone for years. Uh, that was kind of a dirty deal. Um, and that was, yeah, that whole deal, yeah. Um, that one, yeah. But yeah, that was a good horse. Damn good horse. Uh, it doesn't surprise me he still has his halter. Yeah. And I bet he doesn't use it for any other horse because that was Dad's buddy right there. And Phantom, like I said, exactly. Yeah. Well, see, you also have to remember Dad actually raised that horse from when he was a foal. And how good was that horse? Uh, Let me think. The best way I could put it. That horse was actually such a good horse. Dad could tell you a lot better. Um, a lot of horses, when you go to get off of them, you have to take their reins, and hey, you have to hang it somewhere so they don't wander off. Phantom was one you could pretty well just put his reins wherever. It didn't really matter. He wouldn't wander off. He was a good horse. So much so, pretty much Dad would say, "Phantom, stay, stay," and that horse would not move. That horse would not move. Dad could wander off, could get out of the saddle. He knew. When he was in Phantom's saddle, he would get to a spot in the trail, and he could tell him left or right. He didn't have to turn the reins. And Phantom actually knew those commands. He was that good, you know, as a trail horse. You wouldn't think, but yeah, I had to be careful with them though, because if you'd be in a full run, and if you were in loose gravel, and this will mess a horse's feet up. Well, the hook, mess their legs up. Uh, if you were in loose gravel, you had to be careful pulling back on his reins because he would come to a dead stop the hard way. Like he'd lock up his legs, and in loose gravel, that's not good for a horse. So you had to be careful. Had to be real careful at a dead run, where you had him at a dead run. So if that's any indication, because you'd go to pull those reins back, he would lock up. I mean, if that's any indication. Good horse, though. Damn good horse. There you go. Okay. So you get it. Hey, what? Hey, TFC. Hey, Queen. Good to see you guys. Yes, 15 years. We're just kind of talking about life in general and actually reminiscing even a little bit about the childhood. Because I grew up around horses. My little sister still, does it. Yeah. Yeah, he was particular. He did have particular. Yeah. His peculiar things. But yeah, Phantom was a good horse. And I will tell you, yeah, haven't seen you guys in a whole lot, but yeah, tonight's a big night. We went live about 40 minutes ago, just about midnight, just about midnight, and just telling my little sister that I haven't been in a saddle. because my little sister still rides horses. I haven't been in a saddle in years. It's been a good while since I've been in a saddle. It's been every bit of yeah, it's been every bit of 10 years since I've been in a saddle. It's been a long time, but I've been horseback riding in a long time. Um, and even then, really didn't go that. I didn't really go that fast. Thank you so much, TSC. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Queen. Hey, you guys are the ones that I should be thanking, really. You know, right? Um, but yeah, but we were just my little sister was getting it started. I for some reason thought she competed, but evidently my dad kind of jacked her around on that. I thought she was going to be competing in barrel racing. That's straight up a woman's sport right there, barrel racing. Break into that. But on the other hand, for me, the competition that I get into, a 6 hour stream. Oh shoot! If you kind of a heads up, if you do extended streams, YouTube does not recognize anything over a 6 hour stream. Oh wow! I bet that was fun. Talk about getting broke in the hard way in horseback riding. I'd been around horses since I was like sick. Well, I'd been on horses even before I got into school. Um, I was in saddle, when I was real little. Oh wow, I bet that was fun. But yeah, when I was like, I remember, when I was like, uh, I remember as far back as I can remember being, dad put me up in the saddle with him and going horseback riding. Oh my gosh. Don't ever get him talking about that old horse that he had years ago they sold at auction named Sport. Oh my God. She went the length of the field. She went the length of the field from the other house. Wow. I see. For some reason, I kept thinking it was six. Oh, really? Wow. Yeah, yeah, I remember poking my head in and congratulating her on that stream. I'd need to get over there and see Alley Cat a little bit more. Um, and Alley Cat, is another great friend to the channel. Wow. Yeah, Sport was a solid black horse, real pretty looking horse, but he spooked so easy. And he actually, it was a friend of ours, uh, from that Dad worked with when he was with the fire department, and Sport broke his arm, broke that guy's arm, bucking him off. And of all the things, I was in saddle with the guy because I was that little. Yeah, I know Peanut wasn't exactly your first horse. Um, when that happened, happened twice that day, and yeah, messed up that guy's arm pretty bad. And you know, I was there at the auction when that horse was uh was sold. Dad took a loss on that horse just because, it yeah, it was bad. It was bad news, man. But yeah, I haven't been in saddle in years, years. Maybe if this channel ever gets big enough, I might actually get that horse ranch. A couple nice horses. If that's the case, sis. Yeah. I'll holler. Wow. Dad's just got bad luck with black horses. Um, it's one of them things. Um, myself now, um, I so she was hard headed, hard headed. Um, yeah, the most competition I get into now, most excitement, showing the cars, which I need to do a video on those trophies. Real quick, for anyone who's still kind of taking this all in, hanging out with us, if you ever see, ah, Kid Bro, okay. Um, if you ever see a in some of my edited videos, if you ever see the video clip of Project Spirit with all of her, oh, you did? Yeah, I figured as much. If y'all ever see a, a picture, well, a video, a clip in my edited content with all the trophies across Project Spirit's hoods, all those trophies, that's all of those trophies are Project Spirit's trophies. Every last one of them are her trophies. We've got trophies on another vehicle. Well, two other vehicles. We have trophies on two other vehicles. Two of those trophies are for a 96 Mustang that we used to have, which was the original project vehicle for this channel. And that was Project Beauty. And it was a 96 Mustang that we were starting to do. And that was the car that Princess Faye had her. Yeah, there was also Project Vera. That we actually had for a brief moment on this channel for competition. We had a 77 Maverick to match Project Spirit. We actually did pretty good on that one. It had problems, yes, when we got the car, and when we got it, it did not start and had not run in like 8 years. And a month of working on that car, we had that car running pretty damn good. And what ended up killing the car was the frame actually rusted out from underneath it. But there were so many good parts in that car that it put another three vehicles back on the road. And one of them was actually a truck for drag racing, of all the things. They pulled the transmission out and put it in, I think it was something like, I forget what it was, but I know it was a truck that ended up being a drag racer. Pretty cool. But yeah, Project, I think that engine is still sitting and ready to go. Might need to be gone through because it sat for, quite a while. The guy's supposed, if it's still there, I know I could buy it for about $100. And it's an inline 250, and in great shape. That engine did not leak a single drop of oil. It was one of the rare ones out of the 70s that did not leak oil. And it was good on gas. Oh, damn, that damn engine was amazing on gas. Very tempting for me to go track down, holler at that guy and hand him $100 and just swap engines, for Spirit and still keep her an inline six powered vehicle, because that was a good engine, good solid engine. Ran like a dream. I mean, amazing smooth ride with that engine. It was actually a damn good engine. It's tempting to do that. And we're still debating what we're going to do with that old 3-speed manual. Yep, exactly, sis. But yeah, cars have been my thing for years. And, it wasn't, I competed in one car show years ago, and it was with a 77 Oldsmobile Delta 88. I miss that car. I love that car. Uh, but that was my one and only show, and I took fourth place in my class. Fourth place. So there was no trophy for fourth place, but I took fourth place in my class. And where I competed, it was mostly politics, anyways. It was really kind of silly, the politics. It was more or less like you trophied if you knew the right people. Yeah, I figured my sister-in-law was, I figured our sister-in-law was big about college. I'll be honest with you, there's nothing wrong with college, but most of the college jobs you don't get a job for nowadays. You really don't, because everybody's going to college. The truth of it is, your best bet, go to trade school. Seriously, just go to trade school. Sis, I know you're coming into your last year of high school. Well, if you're not, honestly, go to trade school. Go to trade school. Um, Auto body, auto mechanics. Yeah. Uh, Auto body, auto mechanics, carpentry, the building grounds, uh, the Votech down there where you live is actually a good one. Or at least it was when I went. And I went through I got my CNA classes. Oh, that you're already done then. Okay. Be straight up honest with you. You could have done something while you were still in school. But that's right, you did graduate. I have a hard time remembering all of that. Honestly, smartest thing you could do, just go to work and then get into some trade. Find something you like. Um, honestly, you did okay. Just go make a living. Myself, um, I went. I did the health occupations department in Votech when I was in school, and I had my CNA license. I had and went on to become a. I'm scared of the dark. Somebody hold me. I did. And I remember uh, becoming a CNA, CMT, insulin certification. Um, I was very good at what I did, and I enjoyed the work. I loved it. It was so much fun. I had a great time working the medical field. I could have easily went on to become an LPN, RN, doctor. Easily could have went back to school and done those things. Um, which the irony of it is that I distinctly remember. Um, I'll tell y'all a funny story. I'm already a few years into sobriety, and that was the last nursing home I worked in, which was Southbrook over in Farmington. And they were talking about this one gal was talking about how she worked on with part of her foot missing, and she's like, um, it was a lawnmower accident. It chopped off part of her foot, a couple of her toes, more or less, and part of her foot to go with it. Uh, you know, and she was talking about that and how she still walked okay and everything, but it hurt. Because that foot took in arthritis after losing part of it. And as she was talking about it, I noted, a few people were, kind of they were like, you took arthritis in it, and like, how does that happen? And so I forget how I explained it, but basically, I explained it. She was trying to explain it. I said, "You want me to kind of do that?" She's like, "Sure, go for it." Uh, and I basically explained the damage to a bone, and how it's not uncommon that for whatever reason, damage to, yeah, basically the damage to a bone, when you break a bone, we're not 100% sure why, but yeah. Hey, what's going on, Harold? Good to see you, buddy. 15 years without a drink or a drug as a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. So, big celebration. We went live just about midnight and figured to celebrate with you all. We were just kind of chit chatting about a little bit of everything tonight, but it all pertains to sobriety. I mean, it's life. When you get sober, it's all about, living life. So we're all here just hanging out, just talking about whatever. Thank you so much, Harold. Appreciate that. We're just talking about a little bit of everything. Um, um, Showing off one of the gifts that Princess Faye got me for making 15 years. She gave it to me a little early, but hey, what the heck? Why not? I was just showing that off earlier. A drinking horn. Part of my religious beliefs, but a drinking horn. More or less, sis. It is kind of like that. But yeah, she got me a drinking horn. Came with a stand like that. I can drink fruit juices out of it. That's about it. No ale or mead for this guy. But anyhow, so in discussing so we're just kind of discussing a little bit about life right now, a little bit of everything. But then again, if you're sober, you're going to be trying to live life to its fullest. So anything we talk about in some way, shape, or form to me relates to sobriety. I mean, I'm living life. What the heck happened? Yeah, more or less, it's just more. It's when your body, that's kind of it. I mean, it basically the stress your joints go through from a broken bone can cause arthritis, and I kind of briefly explained that, and everyone kind of looked at me like, "Whoa, I didn't." Yeah, and then when she tried to explain how um, when the weather changes, it affects the arthritis in your joints a little bit more. So I turned around and I said, "Well, she's like, yeah, that's pretty much it." And then when she tried to explain that, I said, "You mind if I take this one?" She said, "Go for it." And I kind of explained it. And I always acted like I wasn't all there, around all my coworkers. And here for the first time, they're hearing me actually explain just true full-on medical knowledge. And she, my friend that had lost part of her foot, she, after I was done explaining, she reached over and kind of smacked me in the shoulder. And she's like, "You'd have been a doctor if it hadn't been for all that drinking, huh?" And I said, "Probably." We laughed about everyone else is just standing around like, "What the heck, man? I didn't know you were that smart." Um, it's one of those things. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, be sure to smash the like button. Uh, you know, this stream, this is one of those streams. It definitely deserves, I feel it definitely deserves a big like, because you guys, this is what it's all about, living life. We've talked about a little bit of everything tonight. A lot of experiences. Some of me before I started drinking. Even talked about me, as a kid growing up around horses, and I'm not so, I don't get to do anything like that. But, here in sobriety, I get to enjoy driving an old car. Wow. There's a way around that. YouTube needs to be a little bit more careful because they keep getting themselves into hot water. Um, I know whenever I'd go to do there's a review that I'm working on, a movie review, and it pertains obviously to cars. But I know the moment that I go, wow. Um, but I know when it comes time, uh, you know, to do that movie review, I started to do it before, but I wasn't happy with how I recorded it, so I got to go back and redo it. But there's like this movie review that I want to do, and it pertains to one of the, oh shoot, here we go. Got to give me some grief about one of them. You see one of my oldest ones. Oh yeah, no question about that, Harold. What's going on, Grave Taker? Good to see you, buddy. The title says it all. 15 years without a drink or a drug in Alcoholics Anonymous. You're kind of right. You're kind of right, though, TFZ. Let me give you kind of, let me, one of the things that I will tell you whenever I send Project Spirit to a shop, 9.9 times out of 10, I've already mapped out the project. Oh my goodness, Hell Girl! Welcome to the live. Hell Girl, it's been 15 years since my last drink or drug. 15 years. 15 years sober. Thank you so much. Uh Real quick, so you know, Hell Girl, I have been by your stream, but I'm a lot of times I'm actually so damn busy working on videos for my uploaded content because I'm supposed to be backing off streaming a little bit. I am. I'm very proud. Well, yeah, exactly, Harold. But yes, a lot of times I come into you guys' live streams, and if all of a sudden you see a random like show up, but no one says anything about dropping you a like, there's an excellent chance it was me stopping in to say hi. And I'm just so busy working on the video that I'm working on that I don't get a chance to drop y'all a like. Well, that I don't get to say anything, but I drop you a like. Um, and I will tell you, Hell Girl, I know you're really big on the videos that I do about my wife, and um, I've got one that I have to finish, but I've got this one that I do this really awesome pot roast for her. And it'll be, it's topped off by a nice, enjoyable hot bubble bath. Um, there is a little bit of comedy in there. Yeah, a lot of times I don't get a chance to say anything in the live stream. I just come in and drop a like, and that's the best I can do. I'll stick around for a few minutes, kind of linger in the background, and then it's off to. Oh yeah, I do an amazing pot roast. It is a pot roast. What's really amazing about it is I make pot roast without a pot. Pot roast without a pot. Makes cleanup so easy. I do it in a foil pack. Um, and this past time, I will give you a little inside info on this particular video. When I did it, uh, the vegetables that were in the foil pack with all the juices and everything, because I actually made a special tomato sauce that we used for the pot roast. And oh, it was really good, really good. We took all the vegetables and the juices that came from it, and I used a blender to turn those veggies and everything into a sauce that went over the top of the pot roast. And oh man, it was great. It was really good. Um, I was like, oh my, thinking about it right now, I was like, oh my God, that was great. I'd do that again in a heartbeat. And it was, it was just I had a great time. We It was good, really good. And I talk about it at work. I'll talk about some of the foods that I make at work, and they're like, "Really, dude? You're gonna talk about food like that? I just got back from break and I'm already hungry again, you jerk." Um, Princess Faye will also tell you that my homemade bread is to die for. She will tell you that. My homemade breads are to die for. Well, sis, you're like me. I'm always eating. I never stop. Never stop eating really. And you wouldn't think with, the way that I'm built. Some foods though don't settle too well with me as I'm getting older. But yeah, uh I was 35 when I really picked. I mean, every guy has that one dish they can do, you know, that one dish they can do. And I was I was that kind of that guy where I had a couple of them that I was really good at. Oh yeah, as a matter of fact, we'll have to do a video on it. But I figured out how to take and people have done this before as a quick bread, but I turned around and did it as a regular bread. I took a homemade pumpkin pie. Yeah, oh yeah, no joke, no joke. Sean, that's awesome. Well, you're halfway to homemade pastas, to making an amazing pasta. You can boil water, you're halfway there. Um, right. Um, just one of them things. But yeah, I mean, homemade breads. Um, and I know the next bread video that I'll be working on, I've got one that I have to finish, which I might actually finish that today. I just got to. Yeah, real quick, introverted gaming, um, also known as TFZ gaming, real quick. Let me kind of give you guys a little inside track because he's another one that knows how to cook. When it comes to guys cooking, okay, and that sort of thing, there's every guy knows a couple of things they really cook, and usually Um, then again, nowadays most guys can't even cook at all. But a lot of guys know how to cook at least one or two things. Most guys, one or two things pretty well. And then after that, it gets kind of dicey. The microwave is their best friend. Uh, right, sis. Yeah, yeah. I know my little brother. Yeah, he's always been that way though. And he doesn't. Yeah, he's kind of a. I got nothing. I got nothing there. I don't know what to tell you on that one. But yeah, the asshole part, he gets it honest. Um, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I know you got into a fight with him, beat the brakes off of him is what you did. But he had it coming. Somebody needed to. He probably screamed like a little girl. But then when it comes to guys, there are some guys that should have went to culinary school because they're that good at it. And in my case, yeah, I'm one of those where you'd swear to God I went to culinary school. I pick up on cooking really well. It's always something that I wanted to do. And I remember, my mom never really thought I should have been, got it, years ago. Oh, there you go. Homemade enchiladas? Ooh, now you're talking my game. I actually, there's this one pasta dish that we did here on the channel. Oh my gosh, again, getting into it. Well, it happens. I did when you deal with someone, when you deal with a brother like ours. But we did here on the channel, I did this pasta dish that was really easy. And basically, it's like this is as easy as it gets, really. Um, and Hellgirl, you've actually heard me talk about this pasta dish. Basically, it's like here's a simple pasta dish for you, and you know, just this is it, okay? And basically, you make up you know, a batch of spaghetti. You mix it with extra virgin olive oil with some crushed garlic, sprinkle on some freshly grated Parmesan cheese and a little bit of parsley. Serve next to, if you're able to, I know your mom, my stepmom. I mean, honestly, if he started it, I would have ignored her. Be honest with you. I don't know why you put up with living in it. Anyhow, our family knows how to put the fun in dysfunctional. Are you? Yeah, I'm probably gonna grab a little something after the stream. Probably get on to Fortnite Save the World. I've been enjoying that. I've been loving Fortnite Save the World. The PvE side of it all. Love it. Love it. But yeah, that particular pasta dish we did here on the channel a little while back. I forget how long ago. And like I said, I've got oh yeah, love a good pasta. Love a good pasta. But yeah, basically you just make up a batch of regular spaghetti, roll it in extra virgin olive oil, freshly grated Parmesan cheese, a little bit of crushed garlic, and sprinkle on a little bit of parsley. Serve right next to. There you go. Racing games. I love, I'll get to that in a moment. But and then if you're able to drink, which obviously I'm not able to drink, so for me, I just serve it next to to a mug of coffee or something like that, or maybe a nice soda, root beer. I'd serve it next to a root beer. Um, serve it up with some root beer. But serve next to a glass of red wine, perfect. All you need is a little bit of candlelight, and there you go. Date food, easy date food. Um, that's just how I roll, Toaster sandwiches, you can't go wrong with a grilled cheese, basically. But what I like to do when I make grilled cheese, there's this particular bread that I like to get from Walmart. Absolutely perfect for this. Basically, it's an Italian loaf bread, and then you take some regular classic or light olive oil. Okay, leave the extra virgin out in this particular case, but you spread on some regular olive oil on your bread, and you grate up some sharp cheddar cheese. Has to be sharp, and then take a little bit of smooth Dijon mustard and put that, and you basically use olive oil on one side, a slice of bread. Then you take and put down your cheese like such. then put on a little bit of smooth Dijon mustard, and then a slice of bread with a little bit of cold pressed olive oil on it, and then do that grilled cheese. Oh, amazing stuff. Oh, hold on, since I know everybody's here. Come here, you. Here's our kitten, Zelda. This is Zelda. She's getting big on y'all. I know y'all remember when she was just a teeny tiny little baby. Oh, you want to go off and do kitty things? Okay. That's our kitten, Zelda. She's getting big on us all. She's not exactly a baby anymore. The baby's not exactly a baby anymore. Here, real quick. I'll move the camera mount. Yeah. There you go. Well, she got her name because I just got through doing a 12-hour stream Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So there you go. There's Zelda. She really does not like that tribe. She's still a baby. Well, yeah, she's the baby, but right now I think my stream's about to go viral because I have a kitten. Zelda. That's how she got her name. Because I just got through doing a huge live stream of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Did a marathon stream. And ever since then, and then right after I finished the stream, Princess Faye brings home this little kitten right here, and we named her Zelda after doing such a big stream. Will you leave the tripod alone? Oh my gosh, you honoring kitten. Yeah, we don't need to see all that though, but yep, that's our we have 3 cats, and that's the little we have a black cat named Galaxy, and then we got my big fat cat Taver. Oh my gosh, he's a big cat. He's a big boy now. Well, come here. We've even done. I got my coffee right here. But yep, that's our cat Zelda. We love her to pieces. She's off doing kitty cat stuff already. I need to go top off their bowl, but you know, we love our cats. So yeah, we got a big cat named Tabor. Oh my gosh, he's big. He is a big boy. Yeah, that's our baby Zelda. She always likes to just chase after poor Tabor, and I actually have a video clip. Well, at 41, yeah, I'm kind of old. I'm getting there. Nothing wrong with being old. That's my stalker. Which the irony is that um, him and I used to work together, and he has a crush on me. And I'll say it again. I don't swing that way, despite the Cinnamon live streams. I don't swing that way. I'm married, but you will find somebody. You'll find somebody. They'll sweep you off your feet. They'll take you out on a date, and they'll buy you a foot long. You'll swallow it whole, but you'll find that person. I promise. you know. anyhow. It's not my fault that I'm still a good looking guy after all these years. You know, hey, I think I look good, for being in my 40s. And I'll be absolutely honest with y'all, I'm having a blast. Now, why would I want to come anyhow? Actually, I do know where the guy lives. And, oh, I don't need the police because I think, because I know our prosecutor doesn't do much, so it would be a waste of time there. And the police can arrest you all day long, but until you get locked up, it wouldn't do any good. But I can do this because I know the police will look the other way, considering the situation. But I'm going to go one better. This is not the stream for it. But I will also tell you this. Um, Thank you, sis. Don't worry. I will tell you this, though. The race is still on. And if you don't take up on it, one of the next streams, we're going to actually deal with that problem. And I'm going to deal with it in a way you're not going to like. So you better take that challenge, punk. Because I know how to make it really hurt, where an entire town will turn on you. I do know that you do follow a certain religion. Well, your religion's about to turn on you. Because the next thing that will happen is I will do my homework. And I will make sure that the town takes care of you the hard way. Because it'll only take one stream. Yeah, it's going to be like that. I'll have the town take care of you. And again, I do know where you live. So you're welcome to race me anytime you want. You better take that challenge. You've got till after Valentine's Day. And I've got the perfect spot. I've never lost a race there. Well, this is a little bit different. This is a little bit different. This is a person, my sister caught him talking trash, and we were friends. So that's how we're going to deal with it. He better take that race. Because I promise I won't lose. The race is on, buddy. So, where were we? Because the next live stream would be me showing up at his place. I do know where he lives. And I can go over there anytime. He'd shit down both legs. So, there we have that little tidbit. Exactly. His jealousy will never be. How does 26 feel? How does 26? That's not his age. That's how many people he has on his channel. He was up to 50, but he lost an awful lot when he turned in and when he proved how much of a douchebag he is. By the way, this is also a guy who's ripped people off for computer equipment. There's people looking for him already. He also claims that he knows all the people running hard drugs over where he lives. I'm sure the police would love that. Yeah. I can be glad to drop that line for him. He claims it. See how dumb he really is? Which it wouldn't be the first time I've heard of him running parties like that. Hey, you want to talk? I have no problem coming up and walking and asking you what your problem is. I hope you didn't steal that name from anybody else. Which, by the way, Hellgirl, if you're still in the background, the dude there has actually tried to steal your name too. I think he may be the same guy who's harassed you too. Hey, what's going on, Gotons? Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream, my friend. That wasn't a threat. That was a promise. You don't want me to come over there because I'm not going to deal with you anymore. Leave me alone because I got all the dirt on you. You can get out your tricycle and race me. I got Project Spirit. It's good to see you, buddy. Man, so many wonderful people popping in today. Like I said, we've been rocking and rolling. I've been doing the title says it all, 15 years without a drink or a drug, man. It's good to see you guys. We are definitely going to go live tomorrow. We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow. I know we're definitely going to be doing Save the World. My OBS isn't the greatest, well, the computer system. That's right. See, I know that stuff. Actually, I know that one too. And man, so many wonderful people. But here in a bit, we're gonna shut down the stream. I can't even believe how many people stopped in to say congratulations. 15 years. We're gonna carry on with the celebration well into tomorrow. It's gonna be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. A lot of wonderful things that have to be said. Um, it's good. It's good. You know. Yeah, you will. By the way, he thinks that you guys might get this misconstrued. I'm playing into it because he's running my watch time up. He's that fucking stupid. He's really that dumb. Yeah, he's really that dumb. What I'm actually, I will tell you, I'm going to actually, yeah, he has no life, but I know how to deal with his ass. See, he's a religious type, and I actually know my stuff on, yeah, basically, I want him to be that dumb. He's running my watch time up. He really is. He's running my watch time up. He's that fucking stupid. And excuse my language to all the ladies in the chat. He's that stupid that he's going to run my watch time up. I'm up for monetization. He's that dumb. He is so stupid that even just a few seconds is adding to my watch time. This guy is as dumb as it gets. Okay? I want him to be that dumb. So, of course, I'm going to play into it. I want him to play into it. I'm going to feed the fire a little bit because he's that stupid. If he really wanted to hurt the channel, he wouldn't show up. He's that dumb. This is the kind of guy that is so stupid. Hey, what's going on, A&R? That he'll play into it. And we know he will never take the challenge of street racing me with Project Spirit. We know he won't. Number one, he can't drive. Number two, he doesn't have a vehicle. And number three, he ain't that good. He will never be that good. A&R, it's so good to see you. You missed your favorite live stream earlier, a Cinnamon Live. It turned out pretty good. There you go, Harold. Oh no, no, he's stalker. He's straight up stalker. He's it is what it is, brother. Yeah, I know him personally. He's a piece of in real life he's still a piece of shit. He really is. Actually, I know his family and they're good people. They really are good people. He isn't. His own family calls him an asshole. Yeah, his own family doesn't even really like him. If that's any indication. I think I've once heard one of his brothers call him an asshole straight to his face. Said, "You're an asshole." Doesn't his own family don't even like him. But he claims he's a religious type, and I know how to make the town turn on him. It's going to be like that. So we're not going to do that this celebration. We're too busy having a good time. So of course I'm going to feed into it. I want the watch time. He's that stupid. Basically, I'm playing him. Wonder who you stole that name from. We know you got nothing original. Ah, yeah, he's that dumb. Just go ahead and keep throwing him out. From here, I've got nothing else to say other than wait for it. Who's playing who? Who's playing who? Isn't you playing me? Because he's yeah. Of course. Don't worry. I know how to deal with him. On my mom's side, there's part of me that is Mexican, but mostly I'm Native American, which that's not that uncommon, ironically. And ironically, Alcoholics Anonymous does extremely well on the reservations. And for those that don't know, we haven't had a whole lot of time to talk about Inside Track. Um, for some reason, Native Americans do not do well with alcohol. Uh, we just don't do that well. I guess that's one of the reasons why I know, and some, when you start talking about alcohol, like Kiani, it translates roughly into English like firewater. Well, Gotans, I mean, I know you actually know the guy. I know you were subscribed to him at one point. If you still are, now you know it's Supreme Anime. That's who it is. So you might want to drop that subscription if you haven't. But yeah, that's who it is. Go ahead and drop that subscription. Drop it. He don't need, yeah, you just seen it. So if you haven't, you might want to slide over there and unsubscribe to that jerk. One more, 25 now, if he drops it, if he hasn't dropped it already. How's that feel? Ain't nobody gonna pay attention to you, you racist prick. But yeah, I'm Native American, and we know he has a problem with Native Americans. Um, Whoa, Mr. Gamerin, good morning to you. For me, it's like middle of the night. We went live right at the stroke of midnight here, and yeah, thank you so much for that big congratulations. That's awesome sauce. Um, Well, you know, yeah, for some reason we just don't do well when we get alcohol in our system. We become like just hooked, like you wouldn't believe. Not sure why that is. It's something to do with our physiology, and that's just the way we're made. And for the record, I know I mostly talk Alcoholics Anonymous. I know for those of you that do use yeah, I've got basically we're working through all the paperwork, I guess you could say. That's kind of what we're dealing with. I technically I'm there. It's just finalizing everything. We're having problems basically with my AdSense account. Uh, for those that don't know, my channel was monetized at one time. And then during the adpocalypse, I lost my monetization. Well, I've got it back, but we've have to kind of shut down my old AdSense account and start a brand new one. YouTube won't connect the old one. So that's where we're having a problem is getting that shut down and restarting the brand new one. That's where we're having problems. So it may actually come down to actually a technical phone call for AdSense. That's kind of where we stand. So we're there. But I guess it's about high time we go ahead and start pushing the Patreon account too. I do have a Patreon account, and for the longest time I didn't because during at the beginning of the pandemic, I really should have actually done it. But honestly, during the the beginning of the pandemic, I didn't feel right asking people to to donate to the channel. I didn't feel right. We could easily do like a PayPal account too. Um, so that's kind of where we are. I know later on today, well, now what would be today for me, and I am definitely going to go live for Save the World. Anyone who plays Save the World, you're welcome to join. We're going to have a good time. We're going to have a good time. I Ain't nobody gonna want that crusty ass anyhow. But I know Princess Faye's probably got something planned for me when she gets home. It's we're having a good time, right? No, I've seen the dude. Trust me. Like, my worst day, his best day. We all know that line. Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's one of those awesome things that here we are. I've been sober, a good minute, and you know, I got to get to work on that video, but I've got so many videos in the editor right now. I got to finish. I've got to get finished. I've got tons of videos ready to go. I just got to finish them. Um, which in one of the next car videos that I'm working on, well, actually, it's one for surviving romance, but yeah, there you go. Yeah, work actually gave me a couple days off in celebration for 15 years sober. And I told him, I said, I want to go live that night. So I definitely, and I'm probably going to be live throughout the day. I'd like a day to kind of rest and kind of recuperate from just sitting up with everyone and hanging out and, that sort of thing, you know. And so many wonderful people have stopped in to say hi and that sort of thing. It's been an interesting 15 years. And this year alone, this is something I wanted to talk about tonight. One of the things I like to do, since we're getting closer to the end of the stream, is I like to, around the time I make another year, I like to reflect on the previous year, kind of what did I learn this year? Oh, yeah, you better take care of you. Better take care of you. Uh, all right. There you go. There you go, A&R. Okay, Queen. Yeah, go take care of your hubby. He needs some rest. Go take good care of him. Um, Night, Queen. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate it. Let me tell you all, this past year, oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Tell you, this past year has been quite interesting, to say the least. Um, Let me run you through the bases. Looking at this past year, what did I learn? Well, let's start off with the fact that, this past year, one of the things that I learned a great deal about. Oh, thank you so much, Queen. Um, I learned a great deal about friendship this year, that, without a question. I doubt that. I learned a great deal about friendship. I learned a lot about friendship. Um, you know, I learned a lot of about, I made a lot of wonderful friends here on YouTube and kind of, in my hometown. I learned that some people that said they were friends weren't. I learned a great deal about friendship. No, you don't. You don't swing that way. Get out of my stream. Harassment is a crime. Stalking is a crime. Thanks, Ian. Um, so now that I've said that, I've learned a great deal about friendship and that sort of thing. That it reestablished the fact that today I know who my real friends are. More now than ever before. And as the channel has grown, you know, uh, there's what we call the fair weather friends, and then there's the ones that want to ride your coattails and that sort of thing. So I've learned about those. Um, and then, in the process of all of that, I ended up learning, amazingly enough, like Ian, Queen Bee, a lot of wonderful folks like that. Harold, he's always, poking his head in A&R when he's able to. There's a lot of you that have been big supporters and that sort of thing. Do you really want to get that close, though? Do you really want to get that close, sis? I don't think you do. Um, so that's something I learned this year. I learned to keep the right people, close to me. Ian has been one of my. There's been times that we'll be on Fortnite, no stream going, and just be talking. And I have learned so much about that man, and a lot of it I keep to myself. But I will tell you that man right there is probably has probably done more for my sobriety than people can imagine. Um, he's taught, by just sharing stories when it, that sort of thing. Sis, you still don't want to get that close. You know, some things just don't wash off with Ajax and bleach, if you catch my drift. But I'll tell you that guy right there, Ian, has he, here's the funny thing about me. You know, I suffer from PTSD myself. So I suffer severe mood swings and get out of my head from time to time, but I may not talk about it. Most of us don't. Most of us don't. Hi, Galaxy. Did you want to come up here and get on camera for a moment? Hmm? You want to come up here? Say hi to everybody? And there's been times that, we'll just talk about whatever, or he'll talk about some of his experiences. Um, you know, and he will actually, with what he says, by telling me some of the stories that he lived through, has actually gotten me through a lot of different things. So that guy right there, don't any of y'all don't know. I mean, um, yeah, how we deal with some of our ailments. We may have gotten those ailments differently, but we understand each other. Um, and he's talked me through an awful lot. So I'll tell y'all right now, you know, that guy's talked me through a lot of crazy stuff, and he's not in here right now. Oh, bad. I know a lot of people. I know some people are like, man, he's out there. Some of the stuff. I'll tell you right now, that guy's a lot of fun to run with, and just by hanging out with him and everything, he's actually been there for me. And he's been in a few of the streams. I don't know if I don't think he's had a chance, but yeah, I'll tell you guys right now, he's actually gotten me through some crazy stuff in my head, and he doesn't know it because a lot of times, because I've not been able to get to meetings due to this pandemic, and I work a lot, and not just going to work, but YouTube and everything, just life in general has kept me kind of at home, when I'm not at work. Usually it's work, home, and the occasional stop at the grocery store or gas station. That's it for this guy. I don't get out much because I am high risk because of the pandemic. So there's a lot of you that Broken Mike is another one. Oh my gosh, he's gotten me through some stuff. I don't know if he knows it. Broken Mike has gotten me through a lot of stuff. The fact that some of y'all will even invite me into you guys' stream as a guest. And I will tell you all, I put on a heck of a show when you guys are kind enough to invite me into your guys' stream. And I put on a heck of a show. You guys let me do it. You guys kind of let me steal that show and be the goofball that I am. And it's so much fun because I really get in there and I sound like I'm out of my head. But um, you know, it's just one of those things. Um, you know, that's just one of those things. Um, you know, a lot of times you guys don't know how much, you guys mean to me by bringing me in the way that you do. Tuesday Night Madness is to die for if you've never done it. And of course, Super Saturday, I was in my usual form for Broken Mike's stream, and I don't think he realizes how. Sis, you're awesome. Yeah, like I said, Gotons, I think at one point you might have, if you're not, you were subscribed to that guy. So you might want to ixnay on that. Yeah, you see what kind of person he is. He really doesn't need anyone following him. But anywho, he's all pissed off because, like I said, he keeps losing them from, can't keep that channel going, huh, buddy? Well, maybe you ought to consider not being a dickweed. But yeah, there's a Think Different. I know he's always here. He's always in here. So yeah, I've learned a great deal about friendship. You guys really have carried me through a year of sobriety. A lot of you have, and not all of you are from this country. Isn't that awesome? There you go. Oh yeah, sis. I don't blame you. But along with that, let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further. This year we turned on to doing the cinnamon live streams, and I know a lot of people. Some people, it's really not for them. A lot of people really do live for it. There's a select few that is their whole thing. They love the cinnamon live streams, and I will tell you that the cinnamon live streams they have taught me a great deal more. Um, I'm usually pretty good at dealing with people in general. I pretty well get along with most everyone. Most. There's always going to be someone that you just don't exactly see eye to eye to. I mean, you know, you run into them. Some people you just can't see eye to eye to them. You just can't agree on everything. There's even some people that. Now, hold on a second, Ian. Hold on a second. What I'm about to say, what has actually, taught me is a great deal, being doing the cinnamon character. I will say right now for everybody that there are times it does still make me a little uncomfortable doing it. But one of the things that Sober Man taught me a long time ago is if you're uncomfortable, you're about to learn something. You're about to learn something. And what I ended up learning from doing those particular streams is that there are people out there that at all ages that struggle with finding themselves or being themselves. And when you take the initiative and you do something like that and kind of step into that role of, just, that whole thing of, you know, that whole thing of, you know, doing the cinnamon lives. Of course, I've got a sister. The only one I got. She's my favorite sister, but she's my only sister. Um, but the thing of it is, um, the thing of it is that, um, oh, you know what though? You got her back. You finally did get her back. But here's the thing, okay? Doing the cinnamon character, I mean, it's taught me that there are people out there that struggle with being themselves. And all right, go Tons, you take care. And then on top of that, you know, it also has Cinnamon's done a lot. There's been people who've used her to deal with depression. Imagine getting that message. You know, it may not show up, where you guys can see it, but people will. We had someone in here borrowing your name there, Ken. That's why. I know the guy. But yeah, I have a stalker here on YouTube and was in here basically stealing your name. So heads up. There's people running around he got nothing else better to do. But anyhow, so in this particular case, doing the Cinnamon Lives have actually kind of taught me a lot about people. And she does, real quick. It happens, sis. It happens. But here's the thing, okay? In doing the Cinnamon Lives, people that struggle with so many different things, and that character they're able to relate to. You know, so if you will, by doing that little gender, if you will, by playing a drag queen character, it's taught me that. But in the process, For creative purposes, I basically created a character. I get to show off my wife's amazing artistic abilities once a week, um, because she does an amazing job doing the makeup. And and that's a whole genre in itself. She can make this old guy look that good. But along with that, um, you know, I've gotten so good at playing the character that the irony of it is that now people treat Cinnamon. Hey, what's up, Jake? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. But the irony of it is there are people now who treat Cinnamon as her own person, which the irony of the exciting part, I guess you could say, the really cool part about it is in a lot of ways, even though I play, yeah, someone was in here stealing your name earlier. I know the guy's name. I know the guy's name. Uh, yeah, you know, and so if you have a channel and you want to bust them for it, like I said, everyone in here pretty well seen it. Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like that. Someone was stealing your name earlier. Yeah. I know the guy, but yeah. So if you have a channel and he's basically stealing your name, that is a form of copyright infringement. You can take him to court if you'd like. Which I know he also has stolen other people's channels who are actually even bigger than mine. I'll be glad to pass on that name to them as well. So you all can take him to court. Yeah. So, and I'm out of coffee. Let's take a walk, see. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. First name, last name. First name, last name. I actually was briefly. Well, he was what you would call a friend of me. He'll stab you in the back. He also has a lot of people he's ripped off for computer equipment. That's how he's able to do some of the videos he does. He's basically he's a piece of shit. Yeah, holler at me. Holler at me. Oh, really? You don't talk to anyone on YouTube? Yeah. But any hoop you do. Give me a little bit of coffee here, Colombian bean juice. But if we ever got into it with the Colombians, I'd have to go down there and straighten it out. Anyhow. So being that, it's in 15 years without a drinker, man, that's crazy stuff. But yeah, playing the Cinnamon character has taught me an awful lot. But yeah, anymore, people treat Cinnamon as her own person. And that's kind of cool, Who'd have thunk? For the record, you got for those that would like a good laugh about Cinnamon, at work, you'll hear them holler out because I know some people look. Oh, honest mistake. Because, like I said, so somebody actually came in here. We had to throw them out earlier. Came in here, had stolen your name, and then when we seen your name come up again, she immediately. That's what she thought. Same icon and everything. So that's what do you expect at that point, So it would have been an honest mistake for anybody. It could have been an honest mistake for anyone. Even, and I'm sure you can understand that. So, where was I? Ah, yeah. So the Cinnamon character, has kind of taken on a life of its own, which is really cool because I don't mind being creative like that, doing some creative acting. And we All of us, in some way, shape, or form, had a hand in it. Even you, Ian. Even you had a hand in it. There you go, sis. Yeah, he was. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, when you take it into that, look at it like that. I mean, the character's taken on its own life. So yeah, even you, Ian, had a hand in her creation. Even you. You ought to feel pretty good about that. In helping create Cinnamon. Even you had a hand in it. You may not be a big fan of it, but if you will. That's all good, Ken. Well, so that's kind of how that works. Funny thing, here we are. It's been a long time. Been a long time. I've been sober a long time, and I like to reflect on what I learned in a year's time. And I learned we have a lot of people that show up regularly and have wrenches, but yeah. So yeah, cinnamon is a product of this channel. And being a product of this channel, there's a lot of people that have a hand in her in her creation. You know, a lot of you kind of kept pushing for it, and then when it happened, even you, Ian, you were one of the ones hashtag cinnamon for her own channel. Remember that? Oh God. And I'm like, well, we'll do it like this. That's a good compromise for us all. And now that character has taken on its own life. And I know some people like it, some people love it, and some people are not big fans of it. For the record, Princess Faith thinks Cinnamon's a little too sexual. What are you gonna do? And no. So if you will, because Ian, you did have a small hand in creating Cinnamon. Yep, sis, you kind of helped too. Uh, in a way, I guess you could say because of that, you kind of teabagged yourself in Fortnite, if you think about it. Because I mean, you did kind of partially, was a part of that movement for Cinnamon to ended up getting her own little segment, and then the full on where I created the character and everything. The irony of that is, in a way, you teabagged yourself. Fortnite twice. Now you're sitting there going, dang, how does that work out? I guess I figured it out. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, Ian figured it out. He helped create a character that's. Hey, hey, now that's talent now. That's talent. That is talent, my friend. You know, but yeah, the character has taken on its own life. And people, like I said, people have been using it to deal with depression, to deal with insecurity. Um, must be an alien going to tell the government for that, huh? So poking prod at them. Oh, Jake. And yeah. This coming BUW card. My character in BUW will be debuting. For those that are not up to speed, we did go back in time and grabbed a move set that's going to be very old school. Um, and I will explain right now. I'm not a big guy, okay? I'm not a very, I'm 5'9", weigh in at 145 pounds. And when I got into, because, I'm, not a stocky built guy or anything like that, I was always told that I couldn't do what the bigger guys could, but I always worked hard enough to keep up with those bigger guys. And even today, after a stroke and a lot of the heart issues that I've had, I don't let it slow me down. I hang in there the best I can. Um, this is just something that was passed on to me by my family. Don't let, don't let the bigger, that sort of thing. But there was an inspiration to me, and talking about BUW. Ah, sis. Um, there was a wrestler from when I was in my teen years that has been an inspiration to me. And so we went back in time and pulled from this wrestler. And the inspiration that for me was none other than Bret the Hitman Hart. You guys got to remember, he's not a big guy. We're talking 6'2", about 215 pounds. So he barely comes in the heavyweight class. And if I remember correctly, depending on where you're at, heavyweight is 200. Sometimes it's, 210, 215. Some, it depends. Oh, really? Okay. So we're not talking, big guys here, and being a star in what back then was the WWF. Bret the Hitman Hart was a two-time tag team champion with his brother-in-law, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, and with the original Hart Foundation. Hi, honey. There's my beautiful wife. And along with that, he was also a two-time. Okay, yeah, sis, you suffer my problem. We're not big people. Um, he was also a two-time. Oh, are you? Okay. He was also a two-time Intercontinental Champion. One of the times he took the Intercontinental Champion, he actually wrestled Roddy Rod Piper, and in my opinion, was one of the greatest Intercontinental matches ever, if not the greatest. Okay, if you've never seen it, it is on YouTube. Hey, there's our boy Bad Bad. I was just talking about you a little while ago, in a good way. um, but along with that, he what, like 4 or 5 times as world champion, and even once a WCW world champion. That was Bret the Hitman Hart. And in his early days, even as Intercontinental Champion, he wasn't much of a talker on camera. That didn't come till later. But we're talking, when you look at his moveset, he actually has said in numerous interviews that his early days in wrestling was so focused on every move looking good. I mean, looking absolutely perfect, to the point where, and he claimed this, he could stomp on you and it looked real, but he never hurt anyone. And that was the Hitman. So because of that, I first thing I asked Broken Mike, is his move set in 2020 in the game? And he said yes. I said I want it. So we went back and pulled that move set for my character for BUW, just because of the fact that he was one of the greatest light heavyweights, I guess you could say, of all time. I know a lot of people will say the Heartbreak Kid. No. The Hitman was really at that forefront because of, what he was doing. Sis. Because of that. So that's why he was really, he was one of the ones that, because I was always told I wasn't a big guy, there was a lot of things I couldn't do, I looked to him for my inspiration. And because of him, I was able to take care of a lot of people. Oh wow! So you taking on a stable, taking on a stable. I had even toyed with the idea, and I know there's a few people that are not really keen on it. I toyed with the idea of Broken Mike and I working on like another stable, similar to like what Bobby the Brain Heenan had back in the 1980s in the WWF. But the person who would be running that stable would never see the ring, but would be like a valet. We talked about bringing Cinnamon, but I know some people weren't keen on the idea. Obviously, she would not be bringing the whole twisted, but it would be, toying with the idea of like a Bobby the Brain Heenan style, but it would have to be clean, obviously. So Cinnamon would have to clean up her act just for the BUW. But had talked about bringing Cinnamon in as a valet manager, and to kind of bring that kind of a different style of content and a different type of audience to the BUW to obviously help. And of course, I would definitely be on board, helping develop that as well, obviously. But Cinnamon would never see ring time and would have to clean up her act just for BUW. Anything outside of BUW, obviously, Cinnamon would still be Cinnamon. But for the BUW, she would have to clean up her act a little bit. But I know some people weren't exactly keen on it, was not sure if it would work. Like I don't think it would work. I'm not on board for that. But that is Broken Mike's. That is that's his baby. BUW is his baby, and whatever he would decide, that would be completely up to him. That ultimately in the end, it's his promotion. So, and I think whatever he would want to do, that's what it would be all about. Again, Broken Mike puts on a hell of a show, whether it's in Fortnite. No, no, Cinnamon would not be my manager. Actually, I'd even consider like doing like a whole feud, Prince Magnum versus like Cinnamon's stable, that sort of thing. Yeah. That sort of thing. Yeah, hell no. Ian's like, no. He'd be afraid. He's still got nightmares of Cinnamon teabagging him in Fortnite. I know he's got nightmares of that. No, 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 no. Probably just twitches in his sleep. You hear him go, no, no, damn you, Cinnamon. That's awesome stuff. But I will tell you all that so I know we've kind of toyed with the idea, but I don't know how it would work out. But I am now in the BUW, bringing kind of an old school wrestling that inspired me to take on the world. Even in my alcoholic days, I still had good days. I mean, obviously nothing like I've had, you know. I know Raven, first thing he said, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." I'm like, "Oh hell." Yeah. There we go. And see, there we go. There you go. Now you're doing it too, Ian. Where Cinnamon the character Cinnamon is her own person. Even you do it. Even though I play the character, it's it's a funny thing. I now understand what the professional actors in Hollywood experience. And this kind of, playing the character has taught me this. Even though I play the character, that character is their own person, you know. And that's a funny thing because even when I'm playing the character Cinnamon, Prince Magnum is his own person, if you will. I'm my own person. So Cinnamon will even talk about me as if even though the two are the same. And that gets confusing in itself sometimes. That really gets confusing in itself. Actually, Ian has done that, but it's been for the purposes of Tuesday Night Madness. He really plays into and I always appreciate everyone playing into the character. Bad, bad. You've got to take the try not to laugh at cinnamon challenge. Oh my goodness. That'd be hilarious. Yeah. So if you will, kind of, I now understand what professional actors experience. And and I've, by getting into those uncomfortable zones and doing that, it has taught me a great deal. And you might want to say that it was about, been over a year ago, almost a year and a half ago. Princess Faye and I went to the college not too far from here, and they were doing the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And the guy who played Dr. Frankenfurter did an amazing job. Amazing job. I really enjoyed his work playing that character. And he was the one who also told me when it came to acting, if you're about to be uncomfortable, you're about to learn something, and your best acting will come from that uncomfortable role. Yeah, up there at Mac, yeah. And he actually taught when he talked about that. I guess you could say he kind of taught me a couple of things about acting on camera. Gluten. Oh, welcome, Tom, to the live stream. We're celebrating a grand total of 15 years of continuous sobriety in Alcoholics Anonymous. I don't do any, obviously, harsh drugs, and I don't drink alcohol anymore. Yeah, I haven't talked to him in a minute, but yeah, you know the one I'm talking about. He did an amazing. So when the day that we all hung out together, him, his girlfriend, you, myself, at that coffee shop over in Park Hills, and had a chance to sit down and talk with him when he was talking about the uncomfortability that he experienced. Yeah, I know you worked with him, honey. When he talked about that, I ended up learning by picking his brain. I learned a little bit about acting on camera, and by learning how to act on camera, he did teach me an awful lot about acting. And I honestly think that my live streams actually got better. My performance on camera for a lot of my videos got better by listening to him. And obviously, playing the part of Cinnamon would not, without learning a little something from another actor who was actually at the, like half my, half, I was definitely double his senior, okay? Because, here I am in my 40s, and I listened to someone who actually, did some serious play acting, and he loved it. Did acted in college, and I learned a great deal from him by acting. As a matter of fact, um, a lot of stuff that I learned in, for live streams and things like that, like when my stalker shows up and I play into it, um, that's acting, my friends. I'm really not that pissed off. I really could care less. I want to feed him in because he's going to add to my watch time. That's how stupid he really is. Uh, just acting, just acting. So that's really so if you, kind of tuck that away, 15 years of continuous sobriety, and I love acting. I enjoy it here on YouTube. Bad Bat, you're not quite a stalker, you know. You're something else. I was actually bragging on you, Bad Bat, a little while ago, and I'll go ahead and brag on you again. Um, by you and I getting a chance to run and save the world, there's been times that I've been struggling with some issues myself, dealing with things that go on in my head. And by hanging out with you, you may not know it, but you've helped me get through some stuff in my head, just by hanging out with me. There's times that, you probably do more than you think. And Princess Faye does an amazing job at keeping me grounded. I need to take a moment here since Princess Faye is in stream. Um, I don't know. Let me think on that one, honey. Let me think on that one for a minute. Um, but I'm going to tell you all right now up front, um, real quick, since Princess Faye is here at the moment, Um, she's my ground a lot of times. She helps keep me grounded, because doing YouTube and everything, without her I wouldn't be, as solid as I am. You know, I don't necessarily, I don't say enough, but there's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes when the camera's off. And yeah, she experiences what she experiences, and I know Bad Bad kind of hurt her having, have a moment the other night. But I will tell you all right now that without my wife, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. Um, you know, I learned, without her, you know, oh wow, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah. Um, where the anvil would hold the guy up, and Brett would bounce off the rope a couple of times and come back and clip him right in the head with a clothesline. Yeah, I know that finisher. Awesome finisher. So real quick, while I'm yapping, um, I know that without a question, that I wouldn't be able to do a lot of stuff without Princess Faye. And that even includes the Cinnamon live streams. Without Princess Faye, there is no key to unlocking Cinnamon. She is one of the most important components to making Cinnamon a real thing. So now that I've said that, Bad Bat, there's times that you have gotten me through moments in my head. I just had to hang out with somebody. By getting on Save the World and running with you, you've helped me kind of get through a lot of crazy stuff in my head. Help me kind of, you know, just kind of let it out, And I consider you one of the dearest friends that I have from across the pond. You may not have known it, but now you do. Um, and we can thank Raven for hooking us up to run together. But, so many wonderful people that I got to thank this year. And there's not enough time to thank everyone, you know. Even my stalker, I got to thank him for a brief moment. Even my stalker, I got to thank him by showing me what friends are not supposed to be like. He's by being a piece of crap, I now know what not to look for in a friend. You know, um, and these are obviously life lessons because in sobriety, you have to live life, and your journey through life, you're always learning. When you stop learning about life, usually that's when they're throwing dirt in your face at that time. And every day there is a life lesson to be learned. There is a life lesson to be learned every day. You may not know it right away. You may not know it right away, but you will eventually learn it. You will look back on maybe a particular moment and go, yeah, I got through that. And this is what I learned from that experience. And this past year, 14 going into 15 years, I learned a lot from all of you. So I got you guys to thank for continuing to help me learn and grow as a human being, because this journey through life hasn't stopped for me yet, and it keeps on going. So I got all of you to thank. But I do need to go take care of me. I'm probably going to climb on Save the World for a little while. Love you too, dear. Have fun at work. So I'm going to go and kind of take it easy. I'll be climbing on Save the World here in a little bit. Bad, if you're on, you're welcome to run with me. I know I'll always enjoy it. But that does bring us to a good stopping point. I want to thank you all for helping me achieve one more year of continuous sobriety. I have all of you to thank for that. That brings us to the spot where I get to... Okay, honey. That brings us to a spot where I get to say to all of you, at day's end, I hope all of you need me as much as I need you. And with that being said, if nobody has told any of you that they love you today, Prince Magnum does. God bless you and have a happy 24. Thank you.